Yesterday, a lovely thing happened. I took my kids to Old Navy so they wanted to buy clothes because all their jeans are getting small and they need some shoes from DSW, which I thought stood for Da Shoe Warehouse, but it stands for Designer Shoe Warehouse, apparently, discount shoes. And so they were shopping, and I was like, two little girls, I'm like, I can't really go in there and shop with them. They're going to have to shop and then text me when they're done, and I'll come in and veto or not veto what they got or help them. Because I don't know anything about girl stuff. I'm just like, huh? And so I went out in front of, there was a Trader Joe's nearby, and I sat on this bench in front of Trader Joe's, which is strange that they had a bench in front of Trader Joe's. It was beautiful. So I sat there. It was the evening. And things got very still, very present, as they tend to do, because that's the nature of reality. And when there's an attunement to it, it's the loudest thing in the room is this. And as this is happening, I'm sitting there and kind of like this. And I hear, oh, excuse me, do you have a YouTube channel? And I look up, and there's a woman, blonde woman, probably, I don't know, 30s or 40s, and has a bunch of Trader Joe's bags. And she's looking at me, and I'm sitting on the bench. And I looked up, and I made eye contact, and and it's weird. It felt like everything was a flow state. So there wasn't a me interacting with another. There was just what was happening. So I made eye contact with her, and I said, yes. And she said, you're a Z-Dog. And I said, yes. And she told me her name, which I think is so wonderful when people do that. They immediately introduce themselves instead of kind of going on and on about me. They make it an actual relationship instead of just a parasocial relationship where they have an idea of who this character is and start talking about the character. But she actually introduced herself, and not in healthcare. And she said, I found you during COVID, and I just loved how you talked about the alt middle and looking at all perspectives. And you introduced me to Vinay Prasad, and it's just been really helpful because it seems like everybody on all sides of this is crazy. And so I stood up, and we just connected, talked. And then my daughter called, hey, come in, and we need help. And I was like, okay, I gotta go. And we thanked each other, and we went our different ways. Now, I started telling this story because this was one of the most natural feeling, like, interactions that I've had around being recognized in public, it's a weird trap because there's a lot of egoic component, there's a lot of projection, there's all kinds of stuff that goes into that. And this just felt like, oh yeah, click, 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 click. Like everything is interconnected, and here's one of those interconnections showing up, just a little harmonic, boom, and then da. And it felt completely natural and perfect. It used to be when those kind of things would happen, there would be a component of either grasping, like, oh, maybe I should make more videos, or maybe I should do this, or, oh, I hope, whoops, I'm no longer in focus. Hang on, there we go. Or maybe I said the wrong thing to them, or, oh man, I don't like getting recognized when I'm trying to just shop, or man, I can't go anywhere, or man, I'm dressed like shit, or man, I got to be careful what I say because anyone around me could see the show or something and be listening, and they'll find out what a terrible human I am. Like all that stuff. I, me, self apart. And yesterday it was just like beautiful, perfect.